What up, it's your boy Dvrth back at it again with another video, and today we're here with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stone Ocean, episode 10. Last episode we had one of the best, one of the best fights that we've gotten in pretty much JoJo. This was one of those special fights where things were hit a peak of, I guess, creativity, even though they were basically set in very mundane actions. Like I said, kind of like how Darby's fight was just them playing poker, but it was so tense and exciting that it leveled the fight up to a higher echelon. And this fight was pretty much the same. We got a bit of Father Pucci, and I'm excited about it because now that the story is integrating Father Pucci into the story a little bit more, we now have more of a chance for us to get more Father Pucci exposition, which is what I'm not expecting to get a lot of, but I'm hoping to get at least a little bit of. And it seems like every time he's on the screen, he is like being philosophical and just saying some shit that may unveil what his final plan or his ultimate goal will be. So I'm excited to see what happens next, as always when it comes to this show. And we're just gonna hop straight into it. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media. Link's going to be in the description, or you can just comment below. That's cool too. And if you want these episodes early, you can subscribe to my Patreon. Link's going to be in the description for that as well. So with all that being said, let's get our headphones. Make sure that they're on. Them bitches is on, and let's just get into it. Difference between humans. What you doing with that ant, dog? Lead a life that leads them to. So y'all know we gotta talk about that, right? What? Almost Netflix almost made me mad enough to miss that, but you were saying something right there, and that we got to talk about that after this episode is over, because that was a little. You got that spearmint. Got that spearmint money. What you gonna do about that? Yeah, they got that money now, so they can do whatever the fuck they want. Stop grinding up on me. Who we calling exactly? Oh. Hey, in Dallas, Texas. Okay. That's real shit. Okay. Respect. They putting respect on my city's name. Respect. Okay. If this part ever in any situation ends up taking place in Dallas, Texas, this the best part out of all of them. Oh, you got it. Hey, my nigga Jotaro in Dallas. Why is that cool to me? Yeah, we kind of figured that. Yeah, as long as we're preserving his body, it's cool. Hey, that's fine. Basically saying, hey, bro, if you get in trouble here, we can't help you. We have the resources to get there. We don't have the resources to get you out of trouble, though. Get that money going. Yeah. I think, didn't they? Savage Garden is the band that played the, or maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. Don't touch the ball. What the fuck? Room. The room. Oh my God! It is like Silent Hill 4. His stand is the room. I think his stand is literally the room. Holy fuck! This is damn near the. Yo, this part got so much cooler. This is damn near the plot of Silent Hill 4. Yeah, I live in this ghost room. What the fuck going on? Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's cool. I'm glad that that's a stand because that, like, the more I thought about it, I was like, that would be really cool. Cool. Wow. Okay. Oh wow, really? That's cool. Okay. Weather report. That's insane. So weather report. I'm guessing he has I'm guessing his stand power is Atmos kinesis or something like that. He was born a stand user. Oh. Atmos kinesis. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Right. That's a cool fucking stand. Yeah, it's a cool stand. Yeah, you can't have a name like weather report in. Whoa. 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 Dear God, I hope he stays on our side. Whoa. Having a stand must like... what the fuck? Ew. What the fuck? What? Having a stand must like... multiply your IQ or something. Because stand users are smart as hell. Oh, is he able to no, I think this guy is able to also, I mean, with a power like Atmos kinesis, it wouldn't be him. Is it not him? Or is he just that good with it? Oh my God, it's not him. It's the other dude's power. I'm a fucking idiot. Holy gravity or what the fuck? Okay, well, I'm lost. Don't look to me for answers. Oh no, get that. No, fuck. Dude, no way. Can't you control the thread? Fuck. What the fuck? Oh shit! Big weather report! Oh no. Oh god damn. No, chill out! Oh, okay, right. It's malleable. It's not gonna break, but it right. Yeah, don't count out anybody that has this power, bro. Don't count out anybody with this power. This is the last power that you should ever fuck with. Oh shit! Yo! Aerotomic friction! Holy fuck, he's good! Holy fuck! All right. Here's the thing. He's trapped though. Okay. Fuck. Oh. Oh, he's about to propel himself. What a cool fucking. What a cool stand. Damn. Alright, so this ends at the courtyard for real. Fuck. Oh, what a cool stand. Oh man, what a great. Okay. What a great stand power that guy has. But okay, so first of all, in the beginning of this episode, Father Pucci came. We were just talking about how every time Father Pucci he's in a scene, he is saying some very philosophical stuff that at least calls for a little bit of not scrutiny, but a little bit of analysis, and this is no different. Now, I'm not going to get into that just yet because I'd rather talk about the characters that we met and the stand powers that were revealed and all that, just the episode in general first. We'll get to the Father Pucci stuff later in the discussion because you know how long that may end up being, and I got to give props to the episode first. First of all, I love that Emporio stand is yeah, it's literally like Silent Hill 4. He has a haunted room in which he has items in, or haunted items that also still retain their properties. So like soda and like different food and drinks still hold their taste and things like that, meaning that other items that he may pull out, while he can't consume those or like not exactly use them in the way that he'd want to, such as like the food and drink, they still retain their properties, so they're not useless. They're ghost items, but they're not useless. Also, the fact that it's just like a room, and I mean, like we talked about before, back when we were like kind of explaining the when we were like kind of theorizing what his power could be. We talked about it, I think, decently in depth enough to not have to call for another conversation about it. But I will say that it's really cool. Really liked his stand power because he's basically a safe room. Meaning that he has a lot in his arsenal. Some not as useful, some very useful. But I think the biggest thing is that with him, his stand basically being a safe room it basically tells me like we have some decently good talent in our group right now. It just kind of reinforces my trust, or my faith in the group that we have. Not only that, but our other stand users, who one, we didn't exactly get the other guy, we didn't get like his stand power or anything. We didn't get much information on him at all, other than he doesn't seem to really fuck with us for real. But this guy, the weather report, apparently lost his memory and all that other stuff, and he's wanting to get back to White Snake so he could get his memories back. Now here's the thing. I'm gonna guess there's a reason why White Snake's memories were taken. Now, granted, he was born with the stand, so apparently he can't like take his stand, can't be taken like others, or it wasn't based on like a disc. So his situation is a little bit different. But I'm wondering, his memories are gone, and I wonder what his memories were. And the only reason like why in the reaction I was like, oh yeah, I hope he stays on our side, because since his memories are gone, I don't know what side he's actually on, because I don't even think that he knows what side he's on. Or at least as far as I know, I don't think he knows what side he's on. I only say that because like I said, right now he's really, really good. Like, I mean, Atmokinesis is one of the most useful powers that you could have in any show, anime, movie, whatever. That is one of the best powers that you can have. The range for that power, like, if I were to put it into perspective, how useful that power is. You know how throughout since part 3 we've always said that the most useful stand powers are the ones that are very simple. Atmokinesis is the amalgamation of all of those simple stand powers into one, plus some. Like, the amount of things that you can do with this power is incredible, and what we've seen in this episode, I'm going to assume, is like only maybe 5% at the most, is 5% of what he could do with his power. Not what he will do, but what he could do with his power. At most, it's 5%. I mean, the amount of things that can be done: vacuums, lightning. We saw aromatic friction, and oh my god, it was insane the amount of things that you could do with it. So he's a very useful piece to our group already. But I'm hoping that when he does, there's still another there's still another core to this part. I'm hoping that when he does get his memories and things back, I'm hoping that he doesn't realize that he's not with our side. And he like gets his memory back. He's like, oh yeah, I really don't fuck with y'all. I just remembered that. Because he's a really powerful ally. Now, that being said, him being a powerful ally, he's getting us to where he needs us to be right now. So no matter whether he does flip sides or not, which I don't think he will, but like, it's just something to like keep in mind, because he doesn't have his memories. He's getting us to where we need to go right now. And that is apparently getting to the courtyard, which is apparently the name of it being Operation Savage Garden. I think, like I said, I think it's I kind of want to look it up, but I don't want to look it up. I think I'll just somebody let me know in the comment section. I think that Savage Garden is the name of the band that did the last ED and part 5. I as far as I know, wait, no, that was Enigma. That was Enigma. What is Savage Garden? That's a band, isn't it? I gotta look this up. It's a band. I just don't know what they Savage. It is okay. I was like, where do I know that? Where do I know these niggas from? But yeah, it is a band. Okay, that's why their name is so, which is obvious. That's why their name is so familiar to me. I don't know specifically. I don't know what specifically song they did. I just know that I could pick the name out whenever I heard them say. I was like, oh, that sounds like a band. Which also tells me one other thing, that if it sounds like a band, it's probably a stand. I think that's the rule of thumb. That's kind of like the rule of thumb lately, is that if it sounds like a band, it's probably a stand. And while yes, the guy on the scientist on the other phone said he's not a stand user, and I'm sure that he's on our side as well. I can't also rule out the possibility that this operation was You know what? I'm not going to harp on that too much because I think that that's a bit of a reach. I think that's a bit of a reach. Um, but I yeah, that's too much of a reach. That's way too much of a reach. I won't go there. But what I will say, like if it sounds like a band, it sounds like a stand. You know. So got a great great little fight going on. We got this guy who apparently is able to reverse the polarity of, I guess that's his power. It's basically zero gravity. Um, but I wonder, like, what I do wonder is why wasn't his stand taken? Now, granted, I know there's some stands that Father Pucci just can't use, but I was wondering why it wasn't taken. Simply because, like, the way that she specifically said that it's kind of working like a centrifuge. And when it comes to a power like that, um, it sound like it sounds like something that's very useful to the overall um plan, not just with like somebody from JoJo, but like for a lot of villains, using a centrifuge is like a really big centrifuge is usually something that the villain would do. Now granted, we don't really know what Father Pucci's plans are, and we'll get into that. We don't know what his goal is like overall, but I guess it's just weird to me that he wouldn't take that stand unless he just couldn't use it, right? But to get a little bit back on track with the actual episode, the fight was cool. I think this was mostly just a way that we could show off weather report. I will say this much, just a bit more of like being, you know, praise to weather report when he does use his stand ability. Like the first time we see him use it, he uses it to play the piano with pins and raindrops, which to be honest with you shows an amount of precision that I would not exactly I don't always like. That type of precision is not something that I guess like put to Atmos Kinesis. Like when somebody says that their power is Atmos Kinesis, I don't automatically go, oh, he must have a lot of precision in that. That was a lot of precision. That was a lot of precision. So with him being able to do that makes him even more formidable of a teammate, I guess you could say. As much as I would like, as much as I am like, yo, this guy is really fucking good, I am deathly afraid of this guy ever switching side. Like, this is one of those characters where he is, at least right now, he seems so strong that I am afraid of him ever switching sides. Like, if he ever switched sides, I would be terrified. Now, I guess we can kind of, because this discussion is already getting up there, but I guess we can kind of get to what Father Pucci was saying. We'll check it out, because basically at the end there, he says something about like every person should, like, humans should strive to actively find a way to heaven. And here's the thing. Father Pucci is obviously like a priest, something to that. He's a man of God. The idea behind like a lot of Christianity and Catholicism, anything like that that revolves around the Christian God, is the idea of waiting until he comes back, and then you make your way up to heaven, or you get your ass kicked down to hell, whichever one. That's usually how that religion operates. This guy, Father Pucci, has a totally different way of seeing. He thinks that humans should actively seek out heaven. They should actively make their way there. And the way he says it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like, yeah, you should kill yourself, or you should die, and then you get to, like, this man is saying it in a way that sounds like I think that in itself is his plan, to find a way to actively get humans to heaven. Now, as always, we've had this long-standing theory, but I'm not going to put too much into that theory right now. What I will do, however, I will see exactly what this man was saying, because that's an interesting concept that he was talking about. Let me read this off real quick. Didn't defeat the cars. No, I don't care about any of that. Get to the part where he starts monologuing, because that's the important part, right? She's gonna return her disc to the father, right? Okay, let's get to Father Pucci and talking about heaven, of course. Okay, I think this is him talking. All memories relating to myself have been deleted from Scotia's disc. Okay, this is him talking. Therefore, no one will be able to track it to me. Okay, so basically, yeah, ain't nobody gonna be able to find me. The difference between Okay, here goes the part where it was really interesting. Now, what I want to point out first about this part, and I wish there was like a way that wasn't time consuming, that I could actually show what exactly is happening on the screen. Makes it harder because it's on Netflix, and Netflix times out every 2 seconds when you're not doing anything to it. But that's besides the point. The one thing I want to point out about this scene is the ant. Sounds fucking stupid. But the ant is what I want to point out in this scene. Couple reasons why I want to point out that. One, it's very it's a human. It's a human in an insect, right? Showing a bit of inferiority. Father Pucci being able to crush this insect at any moment, any second, he could kill it. It's very much showing you the inferiority, not just the inferiority between the insect and Father Pucci, but Father Pucci's potential in everybody else. There's another reason, which we'll get into once a little bit further into this monologue, but we'll read into it just a little bit more. Says the difference between human and animals is that humans seek heaven, and then he starts crushing the ant, showing once again showing the inferiority of him and the ant. Humans ought to lead a life that leads them to heaven, which is the idea of Christianity and Catholicism, things like that. Is that humans lead a life that gets them closer to heaven. What else he say? This is what makes humans beautiful. Right. Okay. So here's the thing. The idea that the idea that what makes humans beautiful is that they strive to get closer or to heaven. Um is an interesting topic because if his idea, or if his, which I'm sure this basically shows you his overall his overall goal is that humans should all seek to get closer to heaven. In a lot of ways, heaven heaven is portrayed as paradise, but all across the board when it comes to religion, heaven is more or less portrayed as enlightenment. If you go beyond the Christian, you know, the Christian ideas of like what heaven is, and you know, the idea of what heaven is with Catholicism, other religions, including Christianity to a point, in Catholicism to a point, is that heaven is more not so much paradise, but it is a heightened sense of enlightenment. I would take what is it? Is it? Oh no, I'm about to sound stupid. Is it Buddhism? I really don't want to sound stupid on camera, but I literally have made a living of sounding stupid on camera for the past like year and a half, so who cares? I'll look it up real quick. I believe Buddhism is, I won't look it up, who cares? I believe it's like Buddhism. Which one deals with like nirvana and stuff? I'm just gonna say Buddhism. If I'm wrong, sorry, correct me. But things like Buddhism, the idea of heaven is a state of enlightenment. And like I said, it's not just them that see it as that. It's not just that religion that sees it as that. If you go across the board with a lot of religions, the idea of heaven is a state of enlightenment. And if we are to take if we are to take that idea and add it to Father Pucci's thought process and goal, is that his goal is to take all humankind and force them into a state of enlightenment. Because here's the thing, Father Pucci would not have to do anything if he, okay, what makes humans beautiful is that they all seek to get to heaven. They all seek to get a little bit closer to heaven, right? End of discussion. That's what makes humans beautiful. End of discussion. What more do you need to do? Nothing, right? Because if humans are all beautiful because they seek heaven, then there's nothing you have to do. Obviously, that's not where it stops. I mean, obviously, right? That's not something that I have to tell you, even though like a lot of people have read the manga or like have finished this episode. That's not something I need to tell you because of that. That's something that I don't need to tell you because obviously he wants to do something about that, meaning that he wants to take that a step further. So if you were to take that a step further, it is to force, he may not see it as forcing, but it is to basically force, or maybe in his mind, lead all human life to heaven, or a state of nirvana, a state of enlightenment and understanding. And this, my friends, is where we bring in the crackpot tinfoil hat theory once again, in that we don't know exactly what he plans to do with, one, all these memories, and two, all these stand powers. The idea of collecting all these memories and collecting all these stand powers, which is something that, since we're like currently watching Attack on Titan, and I mean, I guess spoiler alert, not really. Attack on Titan kind of deals with the tree of Yggdrasil, which in a lot of religions is seen as the point of contention for life because of memories. That is also a point that religion sees as nirvana, as a state of enlightenment because of people's memories. It is called it is literally, I think in a lot of Norse mythology, it is seen as the world tree because it is the point in which all matter because of memories exist. So if the idea for Father Pucci is to force people into that, into meaning that he's going to force people into heaven using the memories of, I don't know, however many people he got. I don't really know what that part is all about. The idea is to bring, once again, because we're watching Attack on Titan, you have to kind of add time into it, right? Which, you know, obviously the running theory for me right now is that him fast forwarding would bring people to the end, which would be the same thing as what the I'm not making any sense. I'm not making any sense, but I'm gonna keep going. How do I explain this? In order to bring people to what we're gonna say is nirvana, or the tree of Yggdrasil, heaven, whatever you want to call it, if it is based on what a lot of, you know, religions see as memories, and which is also knowledge and intellect, which the show has already established exists before the universe. The idea is to fast forward all of those memories to the end point, which I don't know if this works or not. Like that's one thing we don't know yet. We don't know if that works or not. But the idea is to fast forward all these people to the end point. Nirvana, heaven, Yggdrasil, whatever you want to call it, creating a heightened state of enlightenment, which basically sends people to heaven, I guess. It makes them closer to heaven, or it puts them inside of heaven, basically. It brings them to heaven. Now, I don't know why you'd want to do that. And to be honest with you, there doesn't exactly have to be a reason behind it. I'm sure they'll give a reason behind it, but Father Pucci is a man of God, as far as I know. There doesn't need to be much reason behind it other than the state of people searching for the state of enlightenment, of perfect enlightenment, is what makes them beautiful. It's something that we have talked about in a lot of anime, where the humans are interesting and formidable because they keep going. This is something that we've talked about in Attack on Titan, some that we've talked about in Full Metal Alchemist. Hell, this is something that we've talked about in Megalobox. The beauty of humans is that they don't stop. It does, even after death. Humankind does not stop until they get to that end point. So what this being Father Pucci's idea, with this being Father Pucci's overall plan, what I'm seeing is that his plan is, what if we just cut out the middleman and we just get there? A man of God. Could you think about it though? If I'm guessing Father Pucci is a devout man of God, he is for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And if you talked to somebody like that and you gave them a legitimate way to get to that state of nirvana, Yggdrasil, heaven, whatever you want to call it, he's gonna take it. He's gonna take it. Think about all the times that you've heard of a crazed, maybe not crazed, but people that were so deep in their faith, and they thought that this is the way to get to God. This has happened in the real world. This has happened in anime shows. It doesn't matter where you look. When you get somebody who is that devout to the faith, if you give them a way to get to the end goal of the faith, they're going to take it. And like I said, I don't know how it happens, but the writing is basically on the wall for JoJo. And that's one thing that JoJo's always really good at, is having the writing on the wall. Sometimes it's very faint, sometimes it's very insignificant, but the writing is always on the wall for this show, because fate has such a high importance to the show's theme. Fate is damn near a character in this show. The idea, and it's also because of fate that Father Pucci may be doing this, because like with this plan, that's the idea, is for everybody to get to the end of their fate. We can also go as far back as not far back, but we can also go back to the end of part 5, where the idea of fate was drilled into our head, that it was linear, or not linear, but that it was set on railroad tracks. You couldn't change it. It just was what it was. So if the idea for Father Pucci is to bring everybody to that fate, which has always had this what's a good way to put it, every stand user seems to have been fated to meet another stand user. There's like a pull to every stand user to meet another stand user. It's like a gravity that pulls every stand user to another stand user. So in my mind, if I was Father Pucci, I'd come up with the same idea. If I was Father Pucci, I knew what I knew, and I had the same ideals that Father Pucci had, I would use that gravity to my advantage. Why not? If I want people to get here, and people are slowly gravitating to each other to get to a certain point, and I have the power to just take all those people and just get your ass over here, I'm doing it. Because that's the end goal for him. I'm doing it. And then this kind of brings me to my last, I guess the last thing that I need to talk about is we're going to go back to the ant. I'm going to go back to the ant real quick. Here's the thing. Father Pucci killed that ant. He killed that ant, right? But we have had a way in the way of Foo Fighters, or FF. We have had the idea that the intellect of the ant has started from the beginning of, like, before the beginning of the Big Bang. It's not that I'm looking at the ant and being like, that shows us something. I'm looking at the ant because that will show. It's not that the ant shows us something. What I'm thinking is that the ant will show us something. So, while the ant doesn't say much right now, we have already been forewarned in the way of FF that the ant can show us something. I don't know what that is, but the ant could definitely be significant. If we see the ant again, I'll say that. If we see the ant again, and I mean, like, we won't know if it, I mean, the ant doesn't have any like specific like characteristics that like, oh wow, that's the ant. But all I'm saying is that we see the ant again, that's going to be very important to the story, because where the story's going with the end of time, and then FF saying, yo, this is something that has been since before the beginning of time. If you kill the ant and you see it again, just keep a lookout for the ant. I'm gonna keep a lookout for the ant. You keep a lookout for the ant. Everybody keep a lookout for the ant. That's all I'm saying. Keep a lookout for the ant. If we see it again, we know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'll say. If we see the ant again, we'll know what time it is. So great episode. As much as Father Pucci has shown us some wild shit just in the beginning of this episode, I still want more. I still want to have more Father Pucci exposition, because the way that he is talking tells me that this part ends in a catastrophic meltdown. Not just of like, oh damn, people died. What he's trying to do, if we are to assume that his little exposition in the beginning of this show is the overall plan, what he is trying to do ends in a catastrophic meltdown of the galactic kind. Like this is the end of times for real. Like this isn't just, oh damn, Florida's gone, I'm pretty sure people would celebrate for that. This would be more like, oh damn, the universe just ended. And you really can't do anything once the universe ends, except for, well, like we talked about before, you can start a new one, which that's where I would look for the ant. But that's a big catastrophic meltdown of a plan. You gotta be some type of crazy. And you know, not to disrespect anybody's religion, but shit, a man of God, a man of religion, that's the right type of crazy to do it. But this is great. Everything is really popping off. Really enjoying the what's going on in this show. And we've continued to keep that certain level of craziness that we always get when it comes to JoJo. Just absolute crazy and philosophical, and what is this, if that, you know, it's just great. Just, this is exactly what I'm looking for. This is exactly what I wanted out of part 6. Like, whenever we finished part 5 and I was thinking that there's a part 6, and somebody said that there is, somebody said in the comment section before that there is going to be a part 9. I didn't know it went that far. Jeez. I think in the last discussion I said that I'm pretty sure it stops at like part 7. I think they made a part 8. I didn't know they were making a part 9. That's insane. As far as I knew is that there was a part 7 and that was it. But and there was like maybe a part 8, but like, damn, part 9, god damn. Maybe it doesn't end the way I thought it does. I don't know for real. But yeah, this is great. This is all culminating into something bizarre, and I can't wait to see what it is. So if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. If you have any requests, whether it be more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or something totally different, the best place to send that in is always my social media link's going to be in the description below, or you can just comment and comment down below. That's cool too. If you want these episodes early, you can subscribe to my Patreon. Link's going to be in the description for that as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, let me get my off button ready. As always, you all stay amazing, stay safe, and take care of yourselves. Don't get too crazy out there with the religion, or you start doing some crazy shit like this.